Well, we got the engine in the 911, we got it running, and we just have a little bit more work to do before we get this thing on the road. We just have to put the CV axles in, adjust the clutch, adjust the e-brake, bleed the brakes, replace all the shifter linkage bushings, and then fix the wiring, which probably means rewiring half the car. We also have to take out the roll cage, put in the back seats, fix the rear trunk latch, replace the door cards with the new ones, rip the stereo out, fix that. And yeah, so we're pretty close, not really, but we're getting there. In this video, hopefully by the end of it, we'll be driving this thing. I think my plan of attack here is CV axles, shifter linkage / shifter linkage bushings, adjust the e-brake, adjust the clutch, bleed the brakes, fix the wiring, and then do everything else. So that's the plan. Let's get to it. So I kind of already was taking this apart, but basically, you don't have a center console. Just pull this boot up. Get the carpet out of here. Get this brake up out of the way a little bit. So we should just have to take off these four here and here. And they should pop right out and we'll place everything here. So all the bolts are out. This should just yoink. Yep, come right out. Yeah, that's toast. We gotta get that. We spin that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. And once I get this off, then I can slide this out to replace the bushing in this little holder here. Oh, that's tight. Well, I got it off, and now I'm going to get my magnet. We got it off. There we go. This is what we needed, because we got to replace this bushing in here. Oh. Of course, that piece flew way up in the tunnel, but I'll just get my magnet. Yeah, success. All right, I got all my parts here. Set that there. And I did clean up the shift rod in here best I can. So put this on first. I had to press this in here with my hydraulic press. You could probably do it with a vise, or even you might be able to do it by hand, but I have a press, so that was the easiest way to do that. Slide this on here. Alright. Before I put this bolt on, I'm going to slide this back on. This way. Grab it back here. Yep. Sweet. Went on a lot easier. It came off. There we go. Get this back in here. All right, now I can put this bolt in. All right. Oh yeah. Seems pretty good. All right, so after some fiddling and figuring out, I was wondering what these spacers are, and I thought maybe that they were like for some sort of shift kit. But the shift kits I've seen before, it's like an entire plate. So I don't know if this is a homemade one or what the deal is. But I am going to put these back in because I think this part of the shift kit is a little longer. And I tried putting it in without these spacers, and it was just too long. So let's put this in here. Wrong way. Ugh. Wipe that off real quick. Put this down in there. There we go. All right. All right. That does fit. Okay. Oh, yeah. That reverse gate still doesn't feel great. Once I drive this thing, I'll be able to make some adjustments if needed, but I think I got all the gears, and I won't have to make those adjustments up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the carpet back. We should be good to go up here. Let's see. This. Yep, there we go. All right, anyways, I'm going to adjust the e-brake next, so I'm going to put it all the way down, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, next thing I have to do is adjust the e-brake, which is these nuts right here. I have the e-brake handle all the way down. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the wheel on here so I can turn this easily. And then I'll show you, I'm going to tighten this nut, until it starts dragging. Then I'm actually going to back off just like a little bit and then tighten the log nut down. It should be good to go. So let me get the wheel on there. Now I can take my 17 here, just keep tightening this. Actually, I might be able to do it by hand for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, still no drag there. I might get a wrench here. Hold that on there. Some vice grips. That should work. All right, now I'm doing this. All right, I think we're starting to drag a little bit, so I'm going to just back this off. Yep, all right. I'll tighten the lock nut down. All right, so now, put this here. All right. So there we go. That one's good. And then, once we get the car on the road, I can test it out and tighten it a little bit. I can tighten or loosen it accordingly, but that seems good for now. So just gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll move on to adjusting the clutch. All right, let's see how the e-brake turned out. Oh yeah, that's nice and tight. Might be a little too tight actually, but I can always loosen it later. So next thing we gotta adjust is the clutch. If you look down here at the pedals, you can see how it breaks back here with the clutch. Hear that slack? So basically we have to take up that slack, which is adjusted down by the bell housing, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're gonna tighten that until this doesn't have any play, and the clutch should be good to go. All right, so I've got the car high enough so that I can adjust this down here, but low enough I can still see the clutch pedal and feel that play in it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this down a bit. This is a 17 or 11/16. Yeah, clutch pedal came back up. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. Still a little bit of play in there. I'm gonna go another turn or so. That's probably good. All right. Pretty good. Put the lock nut on here. All right. Jam that tightened. Now the clutch pedal, pretty much no play. Feels pretty good. Definitely actuating the clutch. So that's good. Just like everything else, once we get it driving, we'll have to maybe make some adjustments, but for now, it's good to go. All right, next thing we gotta do is bleed the brakes. We replaced the brake hoses and had these whole rear control arms off, so we're gonna have to bleed the brakes. All you really need to do is by yourself, or even if you have another person, it's a lot easier. The jar and a little tube. So all you do is put this tube down in here, and then I already loosened the bleeder. So I'm gonna put this tube on the end of the bleeder. There we go. Open the bleeder up a bit. There we go. Then I'm gonna go fill up the reservoir and we'll put the brakes. All right, let's fill most of the way up. So now I'm gonna pump this. Just go right out. We'll see. Feel some bubbles in there. And you can tell that's old fluid as well, so we're gonna get all that out of there. The way this works is, see, now when it sucks back up, it's just sucking in fluid instead of air. All right, looks like we got not much air left in there. Cool. So let's tighten that up. Yeah, so now pinch this off, go over the other side and just go around the whole car. Maybe go around twice, and then it should be bled. That's basically the process. So I'm gonna keep hitting that on the other side and bleed the brakes. Well, the brakes are bled and we're getting very close to driving this thing, but then we gotta put the wheels on next. So you might have noticed at the beginning, from the first video, these wheels were white and they were just crudely spray painted white. So when we got new tires on them, we had them refinished, the original black and aluminum, like the Fuchs should be. So these look pretty cool. They're still not perfect, but that matches the rest of the car, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna put the front on first because the back's getting pretty heavy. I don't want this thing to flip over. That'll be a little loud. This up. So these have these aluminum lug nuts, and you never want to use an impact on these for any reason. Taking them off on, I wouldn't do it. So just pop these on by hand. I have to get the center caps back too. I don't have those right now. We'll put them on later. So what I do is I just use my socket with my hand here and just, get them as tight as I can by hand. And then after I set it on the ground, then I'll torque them. All right, that wheel's good. Like I said, once I lower it down, I'll torque all these and we're good to go. So just gonna put all the other tires on and we'll go from there. Well, it's time to deal with the wiring, and here's the thing. I already dealt with it. I didn't film it because it's kind of boring and hard to film, but I'll give you the rough rundown. So this car was a mess. Here, I'll show you the, so this was the ground cable. That was a mess. Must have taken a soldering lesson, because this one, for the positive wire, a little better. But the funny thing is this wire just came from the battery, went around the fuel tank, and then back to the battery. This was originally the wire that would have connected the two batteries together. What a mess. But anyways, real quick, we can go back in time and I'll show you the original findings of when I filmed that. Yeah, just these battery cables are hilarious. So we got this one that was hooked to the battery, like on the side with the bolt. It goes whoop. Right here, someone took the time to solder it together and cover it in about 6 rolls of tape. And then it goes whoop, all the way around, went around the tank, and then what do you know, back to the battery. So that's hilarious. I think that's actually the cable. You used to be able to put 2 batteries in here, so I think that's what was supposed to connect them together. And then for the ground cable, so they use the positive terminal for the ground side, because they had the negative on the positive. And then it goes all the way in here, through here with no grommets, into the mouse hotel, underneath the dash, and then comes under here. And they got a cutoff switch up here. There it is. Oh my gosh, what a mess. So we're gonna cut that. Because if, I'm guessing they put a cutoff switch there because they had some battery issues, but we're just gonna lob that off for now. And, ooh, yeah, more professional electric work. Man, whoever torqued on this car really knew what they were doing. Another couple things I fixed. I'm not sure if this car had fog lights originally. I still haven't really been able to figure it out. The bumper has the area for fog lights. The wiring to the fog lights themselves is there. But the relay was missing, the wiring to the switch was missing, but it has a fog light switch, and it has wiring for a rear fog light. I don't know. So I added this relay here for the fog lights, which is, took place of where the old relay would go, but I obviously don't have that wiring on it, so I just put this more modern relay here, and then ran the wires to the switch, fixed that in there. And then for the battery, it just had that optical red top jammed into this box and did not fit, and it was a big mess. So I got new battery cables, ran them into the smuggler's box here, and then I built this box. I didn't film this either because it's not my best work, but it will get the job done. So that's gonna go in there. And since it's a red top battery, it can be sideways. So we go sideways in here, it fits in everything. So that's gonna be good. And then we'll be able to close this and hide the battery in a better spot. So that's the wiring. I'm gonna get that battery installed, and then I gotta fix the brake lights because they're stuck on for some reason. Do a couple more things in the interior, and then maybe we can get this thing on the ground and drive it. All right, so I just built this battery box out of some piece of steel, which is a big flat sheet of steel. Worked pretty well. They make kits that fit in here, but they're very expensive, and we also had that really expensive battery already, so I just figured I'll just build a box myself. And I did put the cables in such a place where if we wanted to get the better box in the future, that won't be hard. So I just there's a stud here, I think, that holds the fuel pump in underneath. So this just slides right in here and goes over that stud. And there it is. Perfect. Put that on there. I did want a nut in here because I was going to have a strap, but it doesn't need it. The door, it's pretty tight fit, and the door holds it in good too. Let me tighten that down real quick. All right. Battery going in. I did tie this strap around it just so it's easier to pull out because it gets stuck in there. There we go. So I can just grab that and yank it out if need be. Yep. Cool. Like I said, don't need a strap. That's pretty solid, and then this will fully close it. So I get these hooked up. Yep. All right. There we go. There we go. Just really want to make sure that this positive isn't rubbing against the steel there. There's a grommet obviously, but I don't want it to rub through it. All right, well, it's been a lot of work, but it's finally time to set this thing down. See what it looks like on the ground. It's gonna be a little lower because these tires are smaller than the ones we took off just a little bit. The spare is still the same one. It was the 205 60/14, and we got 195 60/14s now, so just a little more narrow, a little shorter. Looks more appropriate. All right, so we're gonna set this thing on the ground, see what it looks like. Pretty low. I think it's going to settle some more too. All right. I'm going to torque the wheels and then we'll drive this thing for the first time. Well, got the wheels torqued. Take this off. It's time to drive this thing for the first time in, I don't know, 20 years or so, probably. Someone's probably driven it since then, but we'll see. So unfortunately, the seat is stuck, so I'm just going to add that to the list. But I do still fit in here, barely. There we go. Let's see if I can get it unstuck here. I don't want to push on this. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. All right. Neutral, couple pumps. Oh, fired right up. Doesn't sound like all the cylinders, but it could just be this exhaust. Tons of oil pressure. All right, let's back this thing out. Well, it's moving. Clutch feels good. First gear. We're just going to be yard driving it today. Don't have any bumpers or hood, so. We're just going down through the yard here and up the driveway. Suspension feels pretty good. Oh, this thing is low. We are not running on all the cylinders. There we go. Huh. I gotta let it warm up a little more. Let's see if it idles. Idling pretty good. Something's not right. Alright, now it's running smooth. I gotta check the plug wires and make sure they're all in there all the way. I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, two of the plug wires were not all the way into the distributor, so that could be why. So let's see if it runs any better now. Think better. Man, what the heck? What the? Alright, we got intermittent spark issues, I think. Running worse than it ever has. Up there for a second. I think it's time to. But keep in mind, this still has the same points in it. I gotta give it a good set of points for this because it's the wrong distributor, so I didn't have the right ones. But I don't think that would have caused that much of an intermittent issue like that. Man, the steering wheel's annoying. Alright, we still got a lot of work to do. Yeah. I don't know. Might be out of gas. I just put it. No, can't be out of gas. I don't know. Still got a lot of work to do. It is out of gas. I can hear it. This isn't the fuel pump. Yeah, it's out of gas. Wow, cool. Hey, put a gallon in it. I guess that wasn't enough. All right, we got gas in here now. Yeah, the lights work. Sweet. Look at that. Everything's starting to work. All right. Yeah, see, that's much better. Okay. Reverse. Oh, yeah. Steering wheel still squeaking though, first gear. Oh, yeah, it's running so much better. Crazy how gas makes a car run that much better. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that rips. Alright. Man, this thing is fast. Well, I'm glad that was just a lack of fuel issue. So I just got a couple little things that work out, like the steering wheel and the interior and about 600 other things, but we're getting there. Yeah, we still got to make some adjustments, but it runs. It runs pretty good. So we're getting there. Probably just got to adjust everything one more time. It drives pretty good. Squeaky steering wheel, got to fix that. Shifter's good. Everything else feels pretty good. So we're getting there, but it's just a long project. I'm glad that was just a fuel issue. So anyways, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It always helps. See you next time.